What is going on YouTube? Hayden here, and in today's episode we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Solana, as well as Bitcoin, VONG, which is the Russell 1000, and the S&P 500. Now, crazy stuff. It is currently 10:04 a.m. and have you seen the stock market? We are absolutely exploding. This is unbelievable here. I honestly need to do stock market news. This is because of the CPI data here. That's what they're referring to. I guess there's also, here we go, potential China trade truce? Possibly. So very interesting things causing this major rally to the upside here. Lots of news, lots of things discussing, rumors as to why we're seeing this breakout, which we'll talk about in a minute here. But the stock market is exploding as expected, because as you guys can see, not only did we fell to the downside here, this was the possible tariffs coming out here, the rumor and or the actual cause of Trump putting tariffs on China, again 100% tariffs. But guess what? Immediately after that, boom, all-time highs. This correction was necessary, as we've talked about several times before, that we were overbought and needed a pullback. We went right back down to support, and since then we've exploded to the upside. Since bottom, we're up currently 4.7%. This is insane. VONG doing the same thing. Bitcoin seeing its continued rally. Ethereum starting to rally forward here. We have XRP finishing its rally here. Beautiful. Solana doing the same thing as we called it earlier in this week here. So there's a lot to go over in today's episode. So with that being said, smash that like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's get right into today's episode. So guys, super quick before we dive into the technical analysis, I want to look at what exactly they think is causing this major correction here on the markets, whether real or not. We're not entirely sure here. Oh, it's not going to let me until I pause. Ad block. You can see here, Dow gains 200 points, hits record on potential China trade truce. So we are currently at all-time highs. This is all-time highs. Stocks jumped to new records Monday after U.S. and China officials cooled tensions over the weekend. I guess. I didn't even know that, but I guess. I think we have a very successful framework for the leaders to discuss on Thursday. Interesting. The framework potentially includes a delay of China's rare earths restrictions that caused the latest trade flare-up, spiking Trump's threatened 100. So he just threatened it. He just threatened 100% tariffs on China, and they've since figured it out. The agreement also may include resolution of the TikTok dispute, with the U.S. getting a deal for the U.S. version of the social video app. Also, very interesting here. There's no way it's going away here. And now we're seeing, crypto and stocks explode to the upside here. So let's look at another article saying expecting to deliver another rate cut this week among softening inflation. So not only do we have inflation coming down, but we then have possible rate cuts coming, which would lower interest rates, which is also super cool for houses. You can see analysts predict a reduction to 3.754%, with indications of a cooling job market and inflation moderating despite ongoing political pressure from the Trump administration. We then have the NASDAQ climbing as Trump stokes hopes a U.S. trade deal is near. So that's cool too. That's what they're referring to, that things got better over the weekend here. How convenient. And now we're seeing markets explode. You can see yesterday we pretty much talked about how we found the bottom support, like the middle point here for most of these major cryptocurrencies. As we fill in the gap, more than likely we are going to come to an end. And as you can see, this is where we left off just 2 days ago on Friday. And I honestly believe we're destined for another rally very soon, as we're starting to do some, intra-trade, fill in the markets that we're currently dealing with here, which I'll show you in a second. You can see jumping, let's look at the current coin market cap first. 42 on the Fear and Greed Index, not too bad. 50 on RSI. Really not too bad all in all. Cryptos are starting to swing up here, veer a little higher. Everything else is pretty much flatlined out, but other cryptos are starting to pump here. I actually really like the way this looks here. Some of these crypto, you can just see, even though we're not seeing much, like Bitcoin is only up 3%, you can see we're starting to rally. Ethereum's rallying, BNB, XRP, Solana. Even though they don't reflect it here in the past 24 hours, we are heading higher, which looks great if you ask me. So moving forward, diving into the cryptos right now, you can see this is it's hysterical, because look at XRP right now. We literally drew a descending fractal, a bull flag formation. Originally, it was set as a kind of a symmetrical triangle here, which inevitably we did break down to. So we had a pennant flag here, and you can see filling in this gap, and then we broke down, unfortunately. However, Here's the kicker. We then discovered descending fractals here. And we said, hey, with this downtrend that we've discovered long before completing it, we became oversold. You can see right here. And with that being oversold, we knew if we can confirm closure above downtrend, we could buy in and long to the upside. Guess what? Exactly what we did to a T. Perfectly. Guess what? We hit right at target here. I said I drew it right in here. This is where target is. Now that's a little later, which we're probably going to hit, but we already managed to swing right back up to here. So buy-in was right at about $2.38, currently at $2.63. That means we've rallied up 12% here on XRP, which is phenomenal. And we're coming up to right where we expected, the moving average. We were undervalued extremely, and now we would start to see the reversal well within our descending fractal. What we're waiting for, this is a bull flag, is if we can confirm closure above price ceiling, above the moving average, or sorry, the downtrend in yellow here, I very much so expect to see straight to the upside here. Very exciting if you ask me. That's where I truly think we are going to see XRP move to. That's my thought. I think if we can confirm closure above yellow band, we will swing up to the upside. We've already managed to rally right back up, and we have plenty of room to hit that. And then I think we'll have one last hoorah, one last breakout on XRP. That's truly what I think is going to come, at least for XRP, and honestly most of the stock market. Again, Solana in a downtrend, descending fractal, very similar to XRP. You can see XRP right here, descending fractal. Solana very similarly doing same thing. Coming back up to retest moving average here. You can see we've consolidated back up. We're hitting price ceiling right here. And ideally, this is where we thought we would expect to see the markets move up to, like moving average and that yellow resistance. I thought it was going to take a little bit longer. We did that much quicker here, but I pretty much called where we would see resistance hit. So with us being this early, there's a chance we could get above it or consolidate out, one of the two. But ideally, again, if we can close above major yellow resistance here, I very likely suspect, again, straight to the upside. Ethereum, another crypto to pay attention to. Again, consolidating here. Let me draw this in right here. Consolidating. If we can confirm closure above it, straight to the upside. We confirmed closure already there. So I think long term, over the next week, we should easily be moving up to retest price ceiling. We're in an ascending broadening wedge. We hit the bottom. We finally confirmed closure yesterday, Sunday night, above closure, above moving average, outside downtrend here. You can see if I jump to the 4-hour, look, here's the breakout, symmetrical triangle, breakout. And now I suspect us to move all the way up from our current $41.44 all the way up to like $4,500 on Ethereum here. All these trades will be done on BYDFI, the #1 cryptocurrency leveraging exchange I like to use here on the channel. Buy long, sell short, leverage trade, create stop losses, take profits. Every single thing you'd want on an exchange is offered on BYDFI. It doesn't get any better than this. So definitely make sure to check them out down in the description below. On top of that, I guess I didn't load it up. I'll have that ready for next time. They are doing a trading bonus, which if you click the link, it will show you as well, but up to $2,000 if you're a whale trader, and even, other pretty large bonuses for just normal traders with the link down in the description. So lots of cool stuff they're giving away. That ends in 4 days. So definitely make sure to check that out. But moving forward from BYDFI here and Solana and XRP, Ethereum, we already kind of spoke about hitting that moving average here. Bitcoin, you can see beautifully, again, an ascending broadening wedge filling in this gap. We've confirmed closure above major resistance, and now we're starting to extend higher. And I think our end goal is 126. I think we've even closed below moving average here. Maybe we'll consolidate a bit, but we're currently at 114, and I think we're going to hit price ceiling at 126 very soon on Bitcoin. So that's also very exciting news and good news if you ask me. And then Vong and the S&P 500. We've talked about the long term, how probably the end of this year is it, and then we're going to possibly enter some correction periods here because we just can't keep pumping like this. I just want to let you guys know we cannot expect to see some downturn very soon. I drew my future prediction here, which could be next year. And it usually happens at the end of the year. So we got maybe, 2 months left to see that. But once we go up, I think we're going to start to go down. We're going to do something like this, and then it's going to be maybe start our trickle. I don't know if we'll fall 25%, but certainly a correction. I don't know what's going to come out, what news is going to happen, but that's what I suspect to see take place. And then kind of the same exact thing for the S&P, but otherwise currently enjoy the ride, enjoy the market. We're doing phenomenal. But that's going to be it for today's video. Definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.